You can laugh all you want. Whatever you want.
That's 15 seconds of laughing at your husband.
Can you just stop talking?
Got about 10 seconds left now.
Shush.
At least 5 seconds of seriousness would be lovely. Hey,
The more you talk, the more I laugh.
you were laughing when I wasn't even talking.
Sorry. What are your 3 favourite memories that we share?
First one will probably be when I first encountered you, 2008 early block course, when I tapped you on the shoulder, because I watched you from the van and I noticed how you were pointing and directing a lot of people and everyone looked like really respectful of what you were asking them to do. And I was kind of giggling to myself in the van, and I had just really brought the courage to go over and tap you on the shoulder and let you know that I see right through that and that I wasn't scared of you. I remember that. That's number 1. Number 2 was when, and it's kind of another funny story, we went out for dinner. And then after that, I went to go pay for it, and then I was skipping along because I was so excited. And I skipped to the point where I smashed through the glass door and it just shattered.
You cracked the whole window.
I know. I know, it was stupid, but you know, you made my heart skip. So I was skipped right into the door. But you know, that care that I saw when you were, because for me it was funny, but for you, you actually were quite concerned, and I don't think I've had that kind of look in my life. And so, yeah, to me, that kind of communicated care, and then we had a good laugh after it, of course. What do you think is the greatest challenge to our relationship, and what can we do about it?
I think one of the greatest challenges thus far has been the way we communicate. I want to talk about it. I need time to process, even though I still do. But let's get it out on the table, and you're a kind of, I don't want to talk about it kind of person. I think there have been times when you have told me something later and I thought I had no idea that was going on in your head. And you have not told me in the moments.
Okay.
Because I know we've had those conversations where you go, that you'll say, you thought this, and I'm like, when did you ever tell me that?
Yeah.
Or you were having this scenario in your head and you didn't want to say anything. I think maybe you're getting better at it, but I definitely think there's times when you have been hesitant.
Maybe I'm more hesitant to maybe ask for clarity, or even hesitant to share how I'm really feeling, because I don't want to piss you off or make the situation worse.
Right.
Yeah. But then it does get worse, and then I bring it up later on.
Because you didn't bring it up in the first place.
In the first place, exactly.
If you had only just brought it up in the first place. What is something you would never have done if it wasn't for me?
Oh man, there's a lot of things. I would never have stopped physically abusing my children if it wasn't for you. It was just normal to beat the shit out of my kids. And I was very physical with my oldest two. You know, we sit down and we laugh about it because I'm just a product of the abuse of my parents, especially my father. And so when you came along, I was angry at you. I said, who are you to tell me how to parent my kids? And when you left that night, I lay there with my eyes wide open thinking, shit, you might be right. Processing. Damn, it is. It's abuse. No child should be going through that. I knew that firsthand. And yet, in those moments of anger, you don't realize you're being exactly the person you don't want to be. And that's what so if you didn't come into my life, I wouldn't have known any better. I wouldn't have mixed tea towels with clothes in the washing machine if it wasn't for you. Hey,
No,
to me,
you don't now.
No, I don't now, but to me, they have the same ingredients. They're both dirty. It doesn't matter. But no, you come in and you this kaupapa, so no,
That's right.
You separate tea towels and clothes. Flippin' heck. And then all of a sudden you separate whites and darks, etc., etc. So there's a lot of things, Danette, that you've changed in my life. Yeah.
Ka pai.
It's probably the two that stand out. And also I think just of late you've helped me realize that I'm still abusive. And that my verbal abuse is abuse nonetheless. It's taken me a long time to accept that. And I thank you for your patience. You're patient with me. Times when I'm really angry and those times of communication, when I'm just at my wit's end and I can't process and you're demanding an answer and you're wanting to talk to this and I lose it and I say, fuck you, fuck off. I call you a bitch at one time and I'm very aggressive, emotionally, verbally, in the back of my head as well. I said, at least I didn't hit you. I might as well have. And so, your steadfast love for me and your patience, it's got me to a point where, fuck, I still have remnants of my past, remnants of my father's behavior, being outworked through those most dark times when I'm at my wit's end and I'm taking it out on you. And yeah.
So in those times, I'm just interested to know that in those times
no,
when...
it's your turn, you ask a question.
Or, when you have had those moments and I've kind of not taken it and stood my ground. What was that like? Do you think if I hadn't have done that, those standing my ground, that you would have got the point or understood what that actually meant? I mean, say, for instance, if I just hung around and...
Yeah, I wouldn't have learned. I think you needed to stand your ground and tell the truth. And you did that more than once. And I think that was not the last straw, second to last straw.
Okay.
I think that's when I started noticing more. I was going, man, I think because in my head, I'm right. In my head, I'm right. I don't see what I don't see. And you're the only one that sees that. The only one. So who else is going to tell me at those times? Because I don't do that in front of everybody.
Yeah.
To lead the safety of my home, that I can let down this, Sala's it's got a big heart, loves everybody. Hey, that's the gift of himself. But at home, I put that guard down. And then when I'm at my most vulnerable, my guard's down, I lose it. Hey. And you needed to be strong. You needed to stand firm, dig your toes in, and put that mirror up. And you've done that 2 or 3 times where you reflected back my behavior by just telling the truth. Yeah, which made me even more angry. Not at you, angry at the situation, therefore angry at myself. I try to justify things in my head to try and pull up things, oh yeah, trying to sabotage this and all that, blah, 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 but that's just my warped mind trying to find reason to justify my behavior. But when I had no answers other than accept the truth that of what I was facing, which was myself. It was humbling and vulnerable to say, yeah, I'm still an abuser. Yeah. What do you think is the greatest challenge to our relationship and what can we do about it?
I think one of the greatest challenges thus far, really negotiating the blended family thing. That's a real challenge. That's been a real challenge. I didn't think it. Well, no, maybe I went in a little bit naive about it because you came with children, and that was not an issue for me. There wasn't a big question about that for me. But it's been a challenge probably later on as everyone's grown up a little bit more to sort of negotiate that and see what that looks like relationship-wise with them rather. And then having you in the middle of it that's a real challenge. That's a real challenge.
And one thing that I notice about your love, when you love people, you love differently from me. When we don't love the same way. I love people and people feel it. They see it. They smell it. But your love is much deeper. You listen. You're intentional. You're purposeful. Does that make sense? So when I think about our kids, you've got a much more deeper love. It's practical. And you do that for the small circle of friends that we have, that we share. Much more deeper. Why do you love me?
I love you because you love your children. Nothing's sexier to me than a man who loves his children. Absolutely. That you have not been able to be in their life 24/7. And even when you're trying to compartmentalise that, you're not one of those dads who don't know how to be a dad to their kids. And that you always consider them, and you've had to work out how to do that from a long distance. I love that about you. I respect that about you. Because I see so many kids who are a product of a broken marriage, and their parents just isn't even engaged at all. But you've fought for that. You've sacrificed that, and to your detriment, you have fought for ways to constantly connect with your kids. So I respect and love you for that. And I love your ability to. I love you because you have the ability to. Just keep developing as a dad and a husband. I love that. I love you for that. Yeah.
Hold up.
Ooh, what am I teaching you?
What are you teaching me? I'm sick of you teaching me things, Dan. You're always freaking teaching me all the time. When you're not teaching me, you're teaching me patience. You taught me to be self-reflective, to care for myself. You taught me to think outside of myself. You taught me how to be a better dad to my children. You're constantly teaching me how to be a better husband. You teach me to think outside of my little world, and I am quite a cocky person. I am selfish, but you teach me to be selfless and think outside, both culturally aware, environmentally. You help me be aware of this stuff like that, and as a person, sometimes in my tiredness, I get real critical of people, and you stop me from doing that. Help me recognize that I shouldn't be saying things like that to other people. That only you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to be critical to other people. I'm not, just you. And so, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the list goes on, Dan.
You're
constantly teaching, because I think that's just the nature of your personality. You're You're a mentor, you're a teacher, you're a fire, an elder. You know. Just saying, you're very spiritual, you're emotionally intelligent, and yeah, you've got a lot to give. And I'm blessed. The one that married you is your favorite student. I love you.
I love you too. Kathleen.
It's us.
Hey guys, this is Ashika from The Skin Deep. We're constantly releasing new conversations, and if you don't want to miss out, you should sign up to our newsletter at theskindeep.com/subscribe. Thank you.